Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. So today I wanted to try out something with you guys. This is probably old news to a lot of you, which is perfectly okay, but this is the first time I own one, so maybe that can count for something. But I found these little silicone blenders at Burke's Outlet. This was $4.99. It says you can compare it to $10, and there was actually two in here, and I don't know how many comes in like the original Silisponge situation, but this had two, so I gave one to my sister, and then I wanted to review one with you guys and see what it's all about. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I've already got moisturizer on my face. I do need to prime, so let's do that first. So for primer, I'm just going to go ahead and use my L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base because I'm trying to get rid of it. I've had it for a while now, and I don't like when products expire and you don't get your full use out of them, so we're just going to go ahead and use this. This is actually a really good primer. I don't know if you can tell a difference in my skin, but like as soon as you start smoothing it on there, it really does something for your skin. And then on my chin, it's just kind of dry sometimes, so I like to cover it with a little bit of primer. It kind of smooths it out. That's what primer does anyways, but you know what I'm saying. And then once it is in those areas, if there's anything left, like on my hands, I just kind of take and just barely put it over the rest of my face. There's not really anything much left at all, but whatever's there, it just feels like it does a little something. Okay, so for foundation, we're going to be using the NYX Total Control drops because this stuff says that it's supposed to be like full coverage with like 4 drops for your whole face. I've never, never had that luck. Not with a brush, not with a beauty blender, but we're going to try it with the Silisponge. This is not, I keep calling it the Silisponge, with the Silicone Blender. This one's by Zoella. I don't know how you say that name. I'm assuming I said it right, but if not, I'm sorry. So if I keep calling it the Silisponge, just know that it's not, it is not the Silisponge. But I'm just going to give this foundation a bit of a shake, and 4 drops is supposed to do your whole face. So we're just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our 4 drops, and we're going to see if with the silicone blender we can actually make 4 drops work. I personally don't think it's going to happen just because this is a pretty thin foundation, so we'll see though. So just from what I have already done, I can tell I'm going to need more. And my nose, I know a lot of people don't have this issue, but my nose is like a really hard spot to get into. It kind of like overlaps on my cheeks. I don't know if it's because I've got some extra weight on my face or if that's just the way that my nose is made, but regardless, I have a hard time getting in there unless I use a brush, and this thing is not, definitely not doing it much justice either. And the concept of this thing is really awesome, so I really want to like it. I hope that it works. Okay, so honestly, if I'm to give you my opinion right now, I am not liking this. Can you guys see that? Like, my foundation is just sitting everywhere. It's not going into my skin. Like, it just looks like it's sitting on top of it. Can you see that? Like, it looks gross. Okay, so first thought is I do not like this. I really thought that I was going to like it. So I'm going to try it again, and this time maybe I'm just not going to use any primer, and I'll try it with a different foundation and see if that works. So, okay, so we're going to try this again, and I've wiped all of my foundation and primer and moisturizer off, and we're just going to see how it does with just the foundation. And we're also going to try a different foundation. This one by Lancome, it always does a super awesome job. It doesn't matter if I use a beauty blender or if I use a brush. Heck, I'm pretty sure I could use my hands and this stuff would still turn out good. It's just a really good foundation. So we're going to try that, and if it doesn't work, then I'm just probably never going to use that sponge again. But I've got 1 pump of the foundation on here, and I'm just going to dot it all over my face. And we're gonna hope really bad that this works, because if it's gonna save product, like this foundation is $47 or 40, I think it's 47. It's either 47 or 42, somewhere in there. So that's not cheap for a foundation. And if you can make it last by using something that's not going to soak up your product, why would you not? So we're going to try that with this. And sometimes I can use 2 to 3 pumps with this, just depending on how much coverage I want with a beauty blender, because even wetting the beauty blender, it can kind of soak up some of your product. But this is not going to be doing that. So we're just going to see if we can make this foundation work with the beauty sponge silicone thingy. And I think I'm just going to kind of like spread it around. Again, I'm still running into the issue of it blending on my nose, but it is definitely settling into the skin better. I don't know if that is because of this foundation or if it is because of not having the primer and stuff on, but it's definitely working better this time around. And with this foundation, you're not supposed to need a primer anyway, so I don't know if it has special stuff in it that prevents you from needing said primer or what, but yeah. There's that little tidbit for you. Okay, I've got everything blended in, and I will say that foundation definitely worked better with that sponge. However, I'm still not a big fan of the way that my skin is looking right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and take another pump of that foundation, and I'm going to dot it all over my face again. And I'm just going to use my beauty blender because I know that it works and I trust it. I'll give you my final thoughts on the other thing at the end. Okay, so there's the foundation on my skin, and I've got to just be honest with you guys. I'm just going to say that for this, it's a pass for me. I do not like it. I don't think that it blended my foundation good at all. And primer and moisturizer is something that's pretty important in your skincare. Like, the primer is supposed to keep the makeup from going down into your pores and stuff, and the moisturizer is going to keep your skin from being dry, and it's going to prevent wrinkles. So if I can't use my moisturizer and my primer with this, then I'm definitely not interested in it. For this foundation, it definitely worked better, but this worked way better, like 10 times better. And you don't have to necessarily have like the legit beauty blender. This thing is like 20 bucks. It's expensive, right? But you can buy the Real Technique sponge for around $5, and it's going to last you just as long, if not longer, than the beauty blender, and it works just as well to me. It has a different shape to it, but it still works just as well in my personal opinion. Now, everybody's going to be different. Things that I like may not work for you, and that's totally cool. That's what makes us all different. But this right here was definitely the winner today. I do not like the silicone sponge. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've tried it and if you liked it, or if you have any tips for me, because I hate hating a product. Like, I don't like when I hate products. It just does not sit well with me, because I like to give everything a fair chance. I don't like to give things a bad rap, because people work really hard to make this stuff. So let me know down in the comments below if there's anything that you guys think I could do differently to make it work better, or if there's a different foundation you can recommend, and we may revisit this in the future, and I'll just keep playing around with it and trying new things. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, and always be you. Bye, guys.